Thank you so much. It's great to be here, and it's great to see so many smiling faces of students right here in the Tampa Bay area that have taken advantage of Florida's opportunity for children based on their needs and not their zip code. I can tell you, after serving a life dedicated to serving our community, I have seen firsthand, both in my roles as a federal prosecutor, watching what has happened to lives when opportunity is not afforded to people, in my role as a judge for over a decade, many of those in the juvenile delinquency court, understanding that the needs of children differ in terms of what they need to make their lives successful and meaningful and prosperous. And so serving as Attorney General, certainly working to defend and craft policy that made Florida the blueprint and the model for the rest of the nation. In so many ways, Florida leads. And it is not because not every state wants to succeed, they do. It's because we're willing to not accept the status quo, especially when we're not living up to the metrics we've set for ourselves, especially when we know we can do better. Florida is willing to think outside the box. We know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And we won't accept that here in Florida. And we're hoping that good legislation nationally can help other states do the same things that we've done here in Florida, and that is to provide opportunity to children based on their needs and not where they find themselves living. And so I am grateful to be invited here today as the newest United States Senator from Florida, certainly, but I am one of two that are the least senior in the nation. But I will tell you, I have such a passion for creative policy like this that can explore new ways to deliver opportunities to our children that are responsible stewards of taxpayer money. What I love about this bill, Educational Choice for Children Act, is that it empowers parents to understand what their specific children need, because who knows their children better than parents? And as a parent of a school-age children, I can definitely tell you that. And it allows these scholarships to provide opportunities for all parents to make an educational choice that will benefit their future and not just be mandated to go to the school that the bureaucracy tells them to go to. Parents know what is best for their kids, and this legislation will empower them to make the best decisions for their children and not the government. The Educational Choice for Children Act provides tools to expand parents' choice by supporting scholarships across the country and implements tax credits to incentivize Americans to help support school choice rather than rely solely on government spending. Now, you may know that Florida is described as the nationwide model for education, freedom, and choice. And that's not just a tagline. We've worked hard to make that a reality here. We have scored at the top of metrics for education. I think number 1, 2 years in a row for education. And that's not by accident. That's by careful selection of policy, and not just adopting policy, making sure that we are breathing life into it by implementing that and actually making sure that those opportunities become reality. As you know, in 2023, under Governor DeSantis' leadership, Florida became a universal school choice state. So it's no longer limited to only specific populations. Florida now has the potential to benefit all students in our system. We know that 450,000 students right now in Florida access the kind of education that works best for them and their families. And that's not just about private schools, it's about flexibility, tailoring education to the unique needs of each child. We know that Florida has become a standard of success for school choice. And we believe that our way, the Florida blueprint, can lay a plan for the rest of the nation. And that's why I did not even hesitate about joining to help co-sponsor and push this legislation. By empowering scholarship-granting nonprofits the ability to award scholarships, the Educational Choice for Children Act provides families the opportunity to have greater flexibility, even in states where school choice may not be supported. Ultimately, it's about ensuring that zip code doesn't determine opportunity, and every child, regardless of background or circumstance, can access a school that fits them. Education should never be a one-size-fits-all. And what works for one child, and I can tell you this is not just experience as a parent, but as a judge in the delinquency system, what works for one child does not work for every child. Florida has taken this principle and turned it into practice. Through these school choice programs, we are witnessing a transformation in how education is delivered, one that is more personalized, flexible, and empowering. And the results are clear. You have more engaged students, more empowered parents, and better success in delivering opportunities for our next generation. I'm grateful that I was invited here today to announce this launch and to express not only my support, but my enthusiasm and passion in making sure we're delivering for all children, regardless of background and circumstances, because every child deserves a chance and opportunity to thrive and succeed. So thank you not only for our media partners for being here today to cover this important announcement, but to all the kids that have benefited from this, and even some special ones you're going to hear from that have gone on and succeeded, that are truly examples, Florida's shining star, of what can happen when you focus on kids' needs and not their zip code. Thank you so much.